We are recording in progress. Now we go to the scripts, and the scripts are the opener script, which I have one script calling basics. We had this script. Let me open this short. This is the model itself. I don't know if you could read it so far, where I try to initial contact and engagement. The goal is to access right offline and don't miss a beat. One second, I confuse myself right now. Where are we? Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to read this
Yes.
things? Okay.
Yes.
So the first contact, it should be positive first impression. You are the show window, and you engage in the opener goals is to engage the lead and gather preliminary information that can be useful for the setter. That includes identifying leads, basic needs, and interests. If they say not interested, go out of my way. You might be funny and have some fun with them. If not, let it be like this. So the setter then qualifies the leads, like we said. Do they have timeline, authority, budget, needs? Needs can be recruiting or training or similar. But that doesn't, what I'm afraid here is, there's a reskilling, upskilling, reskill or skill or processes or strategy. I'm afraid that you would ask, are you interested in recruiting? No. Are you interested in training? No. Are you interested in process? No. Are you interested in strategy? No, and done. Of course, you never ask, are you interested in? That is a no-go question in a call. Better question would be, how do you deal with HR issues? Do you have all the right people in place? So asking a suggestive question, which they only can answer with, no, I don't have the right people, because nobody has all the right people in place. That's not possible. But how do you deal with getting the right people and retaining them is the question in getting, recruitment, retaining, upskilling, reskilling. So how do you deal with your HR in attracting the right people and retaining the right people is a wonderful question. Because they hear already that you are a pro, because only HR people use attracting talent and retaining them. Do you have a high turnover? Means, do your people change a lot? And you will see if you ask such qualifying questions, some of them will say, yeah, we have 25, 30% turnover. If they are honest in sales, that can happen very often. But a healthy company shouldn't have more than 10% turnover rate. Because if they have 100 people and every year they lose 10%, that means 10 people. 100 people employed, 10% turnover rate, 10 people they lost by retirement, by not the right people, by they left because the salary was not good enough. So you see there are so many problems which can be, and within time you will get the feeling how to talk to them. So one qualifying question, a good one is, how high is your turnover rate in HR? With white collar, with blue collar. Blue collar often more than white collar. Salespeople sometimes more than managers. If the managers have a high turnover, then the company is in a change management process, right? So you can, out of the answer, you would feel within time what's going on in the company. It's quite interesting. So these are qualifying questions. The closer then, if he has such information, he or she can finalize a sales. I heard you have a lot of turnover. If you tell me this, turnover rate 25%, then I know exactly what to talk to them. But this is the opener cannot ask such a question. He doesn't have the trust to ask such a question. But the setter, if they have a good relationship already, a communication on a professional level, they can ask such question, and then that would be a very high pre-qualified person, or a talk to the closer. Then the closer makes the sales. Benefits. So you read this. This we read anyway. Good. The next one. Customer problems. I'm trying to script out here. This we had already. What do you need? You need a list. Of course, this is the lead. Computer is your keys. Text is the script which we go now. So let's go to our text. Call outline. Did you use this text?
Kinda. I mean, I changed it up a bit, but
Okay. But you do it in
I-
Turkish now, no?
yeah, of course.
Yes.
I would like to do a little bit back and forwards with you, such a cold training session. It's nonsense, I know, because it's not real life, but I would like to get a feel to give you some feedback. The feedback is not criticizing you, it's just my thoughts. As I don't have a system where I can listen in, like in a call center, and give you feedback accordingly, maybe we do it this way a little bit. So how would you call which customer? Therefore, get ready on KISS and let's play it like you would call me. So get some customers in KISS who you would like to call in the next couple of days. Then tell me who they are, and I will try to play the customer. And you try to
So-
get an appointment.
We are going to make a role play kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what
Alright,
I would
so
like to
in
do.
the next few days, we select some potential customers and tell you, can you please role play this, and we do this.
No, we do now. You go ready the next 5 minutes to get 1, 2, 3 customers which you want to call anyway today. And I try to look them up in the KISS as well and play the customer and give you then my feedback how I think, what
Alright.
I think. So I give you 5 minutes to look to your systems, and then we play the role game. So we have here the company Mod McDonald twice in the system. Once with ending TR and once with normal ending, no TR.
Both are the same. I think we should report this to the.
Exactly. Yeah. Will you do that?
I don't see the other Mod McDonald. I'm gonna have to search it up.
If you write only in match code, search company Mod, then you will see 4 of them, 5 of them.
Let's see. Search company. By the way, where do we get these leads?
No, by me and by my history most of the time, or some consultants put them in. I was networking and many of them are from me. This was from SR Tuba, that was an assistant of ours, so I most probably gave her the card and said put it in the system.
Well, I think I'm doing searching wrong. I don't see any. Like, I don't see any McDonald's, so.
1 second, let me show you how to search. So when you go to master,
I see. No problem.
master data,
So there
search
are 4 of them.
company. Yeah, first screen, let's do away, and then you say mod, and you have 4. Yeah.
We have 4 of them, but 2 of them are the ones that we associate with right now.
And these 2 we should immediately report to KISS support.
But are they the same?
They're
Yeah,
the
I
same.
think-
Yeah, we
One of
checked already.
the upper one industry says building construction, and the other one says energy. Maybe they
Yep.
are 2 different parts of a company.
I was just going to say that they have different company descriptions. shouldn't be haphazard with this.
So they are in Sun Plaza. That's the same company, Sun Plaza in Maslak. And we were neighbors. We were once in Sun Plaza. And they made, I remember they made the Sun Plaza's static things, evaluation after because they had a building grave next to them. And suddenly everybody said Sun Plaza will collapse. But they made the static, they paid quite a lot for the static issue. And then it was declared safe again. Yeah, okay. So you would call the country director?
Yep, I think I will call the country director.
Okay.
I don't think speaking with the other general directors, it's not really worth it when we have the country director's number. If I can reach him, of course, I'm gonna try the other ones. And I generally, if there's a mobile phone, I call from the mobile phone number because it's, you know, much more easier to reach them and, you know, maybe get them in.
I'm looking up Sencher. He is already in another company, in an Austrian or German company. Bau AG. SSB Bau AG.
So if he's in a different company, then we're gonna have to try the telephone number. So probably gonna be redirected to HR.
So then that is good to look up front. Sencher. So the email address will not work, but you have the cellular phone. That's your advantage now. So we can make something out of this contact. Let's see.
So we're gonna pretend that he works in the company, or
I will act like he will be.
all right, you're gonna act like Brock Sanchez. All right. So all right, let's say I call you from the mobile phone number. So we're probably not gonna have any HR in this.
Okay.
So ring.
Ring.
Hello, this is Atakan from ISG International Service Group. Am I speaking to Brock Sanchez?
That's me. Yes. Who do I talk to?
Atakan from ISG International Service Group. I'm calling because our company's Turkish subsidiary founder, Andreas Vetter, would like to speak with you. But before that, can I acquire the information? Can I know that where you're working currently right now?
I'm the general manager of Sauerland. It's a German company, but I really didn't understand who you are. Who is Andreas?
Andreas Vetter is our founder for the ISG HR services in Turkey. And in ISG HR services, we do upskilling, reskilling, recruitment, things like that in Turkey. And he would like to make an appointment with you. In our system, you are working in Mott's McDonald, is that correct? Probably
No,
not,
I'm
because you're currently
in
working
SSB Sauerland. So that is a different company. That was 5 years ago that I was in
5 years ago, yeah.
McDonald's.
All right. Currently, your company is probably located in Germany or Austria. Am I correct?
In Germany, yeah. I am in Germany. Actually, I'm in Switzerland, but it's a German company.
Do you require our services in Turkey? Do you have any Turkish subsidiaries?
We don't know. I moved out. I'm not there anymore. So you would have to talk to them. If you will need something from Mott McDonald, then you better call my colleague. She is still there, Mrs. Kızılay Musa.
Mrs. Kızılay Musa. If you don't mind me asking, do you have his telephone number?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to give it to you, but you can call the normal office number and you will.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Now, because this was unsuccessful, actually, this went far beyond my script, so I made it up along the way. So, because this is far beyond what we like, it's not a company that we gonna have any work with, because it does not have a subsidiary in Turkey. So we are the Turkey part of the ISG. I just let them off easily. Normally I would probe them more if they're in another company, and It's a German company. It has a subsidiary in Turkey. That's happy birthday. So
exactly.
so now I would call the HR from the number here. If it is wrong number, it doesn't ring. I'll check the site as well. Their site. They probably have a Turkish site. And once I connect the HR, we can actually simulate that as well if you want.
Yeah, in this case, let me get first the feedback of Damla and Emre. What is your observation?
I think they're too observed in their own scripts. By Windows.
What I like, do you want me to criticize?
Yeah, positive, what you found positive, what you would
just
do
feedback,
different. Feedback.
Positive.
You can make sandwich methodology, the bread, the meat, and the bread. The bread is the positive, and the meat is the what you do. Would you suggest to do different?
I would suggest him to do the intro shorter because he jumped straight into the reason of his calling and didn't give you a chance to understand what's happening. Maybe. I don't know, that's my idea.
Okay. Damla, what would you?
No, I would like to talk about this. So actually, so this feedback, so it's kind of funny for me because the reason I do this intro the way it is, I would like my the one I'm calling to know exactly why I'm calling. So I'm calling from ISG. I'm Atakan Yalçın. We give recruitment services. These 3 points, in my opinion, is very important for me, and the person I'm calling needs to know this, or they ask me useless questions and waste my time. And that is why I do the specific intro. But he's right. I didn't give them a reason why I'm calling. I just said ISG. I said I'm from ISG Turkey. I'm Atakan Yalçın, but I didn't say we were an HR service, and I didn't mention that we are giving HR services to the customer. So that's why you asked me again. So I think that was a great point. I forgot about that because I was winging it right there. This was out of my script. That's why I kind of fumbled on. So he's right. He's right.
Okay. Damla, your feedback?
I don't agree with Emre. I'm joined to Atakan. The most of people is very close to talk, and they say we are very busy, and why you called us, and tell the details, and the the shortest form we can say the details. We are calling at ISG, and I am Damla, and Mr. Andreas assigned to me to organize an online meeting, and he or she told us why he want to online meeting and say the details, and if they are interested, yes, we can organize it, or I'm not able to check the meeting. Please contact for next week or for a month, especially. Your voice is off, Andreas.
Good, thank you. So my feedback, I try to share my screen short, if I can do that, because I set now up how I would call my screen. This is my first screen, which I have open. So when I want to call Burak, then I make here immediately before I start, I say action specific call. And then I write here whatever happens in this meeting immediately. This is one thing.
Yeah, I would generally do this in my notepad, but you're right, I should do it here. So it's easier.
Yeah, then
for
it's
me
easy because I do this also with interviews, and sometimes I write very fast and complicated and blah, blah. And then I take the whole text, put it to ChatGPT and say, make this a straight sentence. Yeah. So, and they make a wonderful job actually. So here I do this, and then I cannot forget anything. Otherwise, I have to spend later time again to recap, which I wouldn't have to do if I immediately write down.
For example, in our talk, I actually forgot specifically were your company, were the makeup customers company in Germany or Austria, and I Austria again. That was a waste of time, and probably the customer also noticed that.
Yeah.
So I could have taken note of that.
Yeah.
That was a mistake, I think.
Here you see now my second screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I work with two screens, so it's easier. And I have the camera always where I look to the people if you do online things. And here I have the script, so I could point with my pointer wherever I stopped. I could say, hello, this is Andreas speaking. May I talk to Mr. Sencher? Because I have him here on the other screen. So, hello, this is Andreas speaking. Vetter Andreas, may I talk to Mr. Sencher? Who are you? Sencher is not there anymore. Whatever. Okay. Then the script would change. Then I would say, instead of hi, Mr. Sencher, I always start with how are you? Because in Turkey you do that. In England they start with nice weather today, isn't it? It's the same nonsense, but they do that, and it works in Turkey. Yeah. You can say. You say nasılsınız? İyiyim, teşekkürler. Siz nasılsınız? Kimsiniz? Bilmem ne. Yeah? So it goes like this actually. In reality.
Yep. By the way, Andreas, I generally skip this part in my talks because I don't think people would like my pleasantries in such a busy environment, and I just straight go to the point. Is this a valid strategy in your opinion?
This is okay. Some people say, "May I come straight to the point?" And the opposite, yes, please. Yes. So, however you feel well, I don't want to restrict you too much. But make a script which works, squeeze it and tweak it as long until it works most of the time. And then keep it until it doesn't work again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be you, it has to be your words. So what I did last time, not with this one, but with another one, I spoke it with Nuray on the phone. And then I wrote exactly what I spoke on the phone to the script. And then I worked over it. Because now they are my words. Otherwise, it would sound wooden, we say in German. Yeah? It would sound not unnatural. But if you script it while you are talking, you make it naturally, and then you write it down and tweak it, it becomes better. Okay, so and then when you are in the script here, you can in your script, then you can go simply down and hello, Mr. What was his name? Sencher?
Sencher.
And they say, Sencher, this is Andreas speaking. Vetter Andreas from ISG, International Service Group. Sometimes I'm very short or fast according to the other person. You need to know personality types to know how to speak with them. If somebody speaks very slowly and understandably, you go into their speed. If somebody is fast and quick, you go in this speed because they need it like that. Okay, so this is to pick up their mood in a second would be vital for your success.
But I have something to say. I think intro, no matter who we are speaking to, should be slow, don't you think?
Yeah. Otherwise, they will ask you anyway. What? Who? Huh? Because they are
in our talk, I was fast as well.
Yeah.
Probably because it was out of my script, and so I was a bit nervous, a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, it should be as slow as possible, just so the person understands what I'm calling for and what my purpose is, what my company is, what my name is, who am I calling for, and what services do I provide. Then we can go fast.
Exactly. How you have to feel it. You have anyway a good adaptation. You are natural anyway, in some cases. So let me do this script at the moment, although I may not do this script. You would say, can I come straight to the point, which is your hook, right? The opposite would always say, yes, of course. We were in contact before with your company, and I would like to reconnect. Actually, our founder of ISG Turkey, Andreas from Austria, would like to talk to you about recent HR topics. And Andreas asked me to arrange a meeting online. Would you have 15, 30 minutes opening this week on Monday or Wednesday? Right? And I would be already there. Then they would have to ask me something, but I always close with a question. Would this be good for you on Monday or on Wednesday? I always stop with a question. Never leave it to an open-ended answer. Because now they would say on Monday, but what is it all about? They're about HR topics, about your company, about you reconnecting with Andreas. Okay, who is Andreas? You are the founder of ISG. And what does he want? He just wants to talk to you about HR topics. You see, you're in the same loop all the time. You said it already, but he didn't understand it. And by repeating it, you're in the same loop and he will come. Would you like now on Monday or on Wednesday? We're on Monday. Okay, great. Morning or afternoon? Yeah, but what is it all about? Right.
By the way, Andreas, I have a question. So generally, I know the document has it at the below. So generally, the companies I talk to, the real, big companies, they have their own HR services and they immediately try to get me off them because they say that we do this in our own company, in our own area, company area, and we are not outsourcing. Like they say it strictly, we are not outsourcing anything. What do you think? How much probing do you think I should do with them? How much do you think I try to get this meeting up with these kinds of companies? Because I don't want to leave a stainful image of ISG on them, because maybe they will realize that their own HR services is inferior compared to the outsourcing HR services, and they start to consider companies. Then they see us and they remember us that we did so much probing, like we were abrasive to them, and they might not consider us if we approach this problem like this.
I think we should not make an appointment with them because, as you said, they have to be willing to work with us. And if they are saying we do not work with consultancy companies, and then if this is not eliminated in the opening section, it will be eliminated in the setting section. Because if it comes to closing section, you cannot, the percentage of closing down 0 to 20%, and you said you don't want to meet with them. So I don't think we should make a meeting with them.
What do you think about this, Andreas? I think it's a hard topic for me because it's confusing, right? You can also, persuade them to work with you and, show them that their own HR services are not adequate or, cost more than your much more efficient services. You can make them believe this, persuade them, but you can also fail at this, and probably they are so set in their ways that they're not even that, like, the conversation is not even gonna come to you. They're gonna please stop bothering us and just let you go. So I think it's a hard topic.
I have written it down. I will give you an answer, Emre.
If you push them and if they are still saying we do not work with consultancy companies, at last they might give you a date and time to get them off of you, okay? And then if they do not show up for the meeting, you will have wasted 15 minutes of Andreas' time. So just to get them off of you, just to push you away, they might give you a date and time, but it might still not work because the percentage is still low with them if they are saying we do not work with them.
Yeah, currently I am mind alike with Emre, because if they say they have their own HR services, I generally don't bother them anymore and just said, thank you for your time and goodbye. I don't try to get a meeting with you because I think the success rate is going to be so low that I don't want to waste your time with this. I don't want to waste my time as well. But I'm just asking here just to clarify this because I'm not really sure how I should approach this situation.
It's a wonderful question. You gave actually two objections. We are now in the subject of objection. The first one is we do everything in-house. Companies which have 500, 1,000 employees, they most probably have HR with 2, 3, 5 people. And there might be already a recruiter in-house. If this is a larger company, they have full-fledged HR systems, and they may come very easily with such an answer. We don't need external, which is not true, because they do. And sometimes I talk to customers which said to me, we never use outside consultants. The people in the company often do not know that the company does use external consultancy for a special position. In executive search, that means we search for an executive. The CEO, CXO positions are often given outside to an external consultant. Internally, nobody knows. So this is, therefore, I would not give up immediately. I would ask questions. I understand you have the internal power to recruit and to upskill your people within the company. Do you never use any trainer or consultants for special positions where you wouldn't be, where you didn't find? Did you never ever use, and will you never ever use, to just be sure? So I wouldn't give up in the first point. I wouldn't dig forever on the other side. So one is in-house competition. I heard also, may the HR see us as a competitor, because they should do their job and find the people, right? And now they need an external consultant. Why? They need us because they don't have all the resources. We have resources they don't have. Our own KISS database is a resource they don't have. NPA is a network with 1,000 recruiters, and I don't know how many hundreds of thousands resumes, which they would never get, because NPA works only with recruiting companies. So they will never be able, by LinkedIn or CareerNet, to tap into our database and into the database of NPA. Or Teams is another group which works only with consultants. So if I do not find anybody in LinkedIn, in CareerNet, in my database, I go to NPA and say, help me, I need such and such a guy who can fly, swim, and dive. And they will throw CVs to me, and I can sell them to them. So we have tools they would never have in their company. And we can focus on searching for a certain profile. Let's say you have five HR people in a company of 2,000 people. They have to do performance appraisal, they have to do work descriptions, they have to do this, they have to do that. To focus dedicated on a recruiting process, they don't have the time. So, and a wrong placement can cost them up to 15 salaries. Did I mention this recently somewhere?
Not recently, but in the first meeting.
So a wrong placement, statistically, I made an article about it in LinkedIn. You can look it up. This was my last article. 15 placements, 15 salary is one wrong placement. Why? You pay me 3 salaries to find the person. You have internal people dealing with this to write the job description and everything. Then you find a person, you have to evaluate 1, 2, 3, 5 people from the management, right? The management in the company evaluates which person should we take. That takes time, which is kind of salary. Then they onboard the person. Onboarding means the person is busy and does not yet work. They don't bring money yet because they have to be onboarded for 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 months. It takes normally 6 to 9 months, depends on the position, that they get into return of investment. Because first they have to learn. but they don't learn only with themselves. They make other people busy learning, right? They say, how do you do this in our company? How do you do that? So other people are all highly paid people are not producing because they have to train this new guy. If you add up all of them, and if you say after 6 months, ooh, was not the right person, then you start the whole process again. And that's the way how you come to 15 salaries, which costs a wrong placement. And therefore you can always say, look, with us, you have a diligent placement plus a guarantee. If this is the wrong person, we make the same search once more for free. And we have less than 2% in guarantee. So there are a lot of arguments in the fulfillment why they should work with an external, even if they didn't so far. Because they don't have the expertise, the focus on finding people. They don't have the expertise in everything and the focus on training people. So they need consultants like us. Does this help as a first answer?
Yep.
So when they say we don't use consultants, be not sure. Say really, because I could also ask, you don't use consultants, so you don't have a tax advisor, you don't have a lawyer, you don't have any HR support from outside. It's maybe a wrong thinking in their mind. It's not possible. Everybody works with a consultant. If they have this size of company. If it's a smaller size, they might be right. So to answer your question, if they have an objection, we don't push them to the corner, but we have to check if their answer, which they give, is really true, and let them not too easy from the hook. So I would say, good, you don't work with consultants. May I ask why? Because we do everything in-house. So you do recruiting also for special positions in-house. And what tools do you use? This, and that. So LinkedIn and whatever. Would you be interested if LinkedIn and other tools do not have enough people to get access to our 600,000 candidates? Because then we could sell a database search only. They can tap into our tool, into our pool, and find people which they wouldn't find anywhere else. So there is no service. They just look into our pool, very inexpensive, costs almost nothing. Or you can see this in the subscriptions, the special small tools. So they do have tax advisors, they do have lawyers, they do have HR people, they do have sometimes outside trainers if they have a special subject. So let them not too easy from the hook if they qualify on the other points.
What if they say we are working with another consultancy company already?
That's wonderful. So always react positive first, then you have also time to think and to go to your page where this objection is dealt with. And what I sometimes say, I'm having fun when I talk to people, because you will see they come always with the same issues. You're working always with, we already work with a company. Then I sometimes say, most of my customers had already another not so good consultant. And if you do this with a smile and with a joke, it really comes good. You have to find your way also, right? But I say always, most of the companies who work today with me were former with some other consultants. I don't know why they came to me, but I guess I'm better. So something like that. We have a perfect system. We are since 25 years in the market. We are in 40 countries with 800 people. We do a good job. We have a good system. And we beat many times all our other competitors in our field. I can say that with confidence. So it's good that you work with somebody else. Maybe you wouldn't be qualified if you wouldn't.
Should we ask them which consultancy company they are working with?
You can, if this is an accurate question at the time. because then you can, that it is a good question, because if they say Korn Ferry, Spencer Stewart, Hydrix and Struggle, we have 3 throwers of companies. The upper thrower, the most expensive companies in the world are 5. Spencer Stewart, Hydrix and Struggle, Korn Ferry, Benson Olaxson, I can't even name them correctly. Spencer Stewart, Korn Ferry, there are 5. They are the upper thrower. So if Coca-Cola, for instance, is looking for a CEO, they would never come to us. They go to one of the 5. They don't care how much it costs. They will spend for a CFO, if the CFO costs them 5 million, then they have no problem to spend $1 million for them. Okay? Because they will at least charge 30%. So they will spend $1.5 million for the Korn Ferry. We are in the second thrower. In the second thrower, these are international recruiting companies like Page International, Randstad, and the higher names, let's say, in Turkey, what do we have at the moment? Now the names don't come to my mind, but international companies which are also in Turkey doing a good job. And then you have the lowest thrower. This is Adecco. They are big, but they are the lowest thrower. They are $24 billion company, dollar. $20 billion company, but they are the lowest thrower. Why? They hire they hire them on their own payroll and rent the people out. So it's a very different system. They have very high turnover, very high risk. We don't do that. We do search, select, and suggest people, and the company hires them. Adecco, Randstad also does this. Randstad, Adecco, and such guys, they are in the lowest thrower. They are very cheap. They take 12%, 13%, 15%. And we take 22%, 25%, 30%. So we are more expensive, but our services are very different.
So our services are consulting. We don't do recruitment for them. We
don't
suggest
do
targets.
Exactly. We search, interview, and suggest 3, 4, 5 candidates. And in training, you saw also, we don't do ready trainings. We don't say this is negotiation skills and every company gets the same training. We tailor the training to the company. We look, what is your product? What is your system, how to sell? And then we look where are the bottlenecks, and then we look what do we have to train to make the people better perform.
All right.
It's not a ready, Carnegie is a ready training. Go to Carnegie, say negotiation skills. Okay, costs you 1,500 Turkish lira per person, and go on Wednesday from 8 to 12 o'clock, done. We can't do that. We have to go there, see what's the situation, make an evaluation of the people, and then we suggest what to train. Let's go a little bit more into objections, because I guess this is good. The entry is anyway easy. What other objection can come?
So while talking about objection, I just made an update to my script where I will answer to the HR question, and I would like you to give me feedback on it. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
So let's say they have their own HR services, and they told me this, and I will say them, I understand that you have your own in-house HR, but with our long experience as an HR specialized company, we will no doubt provide you with competitive services compared to your in-house HR with our own sources. And I will urge you to have a talk about this with Mr. Andreas. What do you think?
Good. Good. I give you my honest feedback. As soon as you said but, you lost me. But is like no. It's a subconscious thing. When you say but to somebody, whatever you said before and whatever you say after, you canceled. If you say, I understood you don't take HR services from outside until now, and under what circumstances would you take, then let them talk. Push the question back. You don't have to give an answer.
Can you give me a bit of an example, if possible?
If you would ask me, and under what circumstances would you take service from an external company, I would say either no circumstances, or if we have a position which is very difficult. Oh, great. So let's talk about them.
That's a better way to approach that.
I would ask the opposite question. And always, like the Jewish people, they give you always an answer with a question, right?
So I would say, I understand that you have your own in-house HR, yet, not yet. I don't use yet, but.
And wherever you can use but, you can use and.
So I just then throw out the in-house HR thing out of the window, and I'm going to say, have you until now considered outsourcing your HR in specific conditions, criteria? And if you have,
let's play it this way. You say we don't use outside consultants, right? Great. And under what circumstances would you use an outside consultant?
Okay, that's better. That's better.
That's the answer to it's the opposite question. Under what circumstances would you use? They can now only come up with none, or only if we have special needs. So you have to have deepening questions. What would be a special need? I don't know. Would be a special need a position which you don't have every day, where it's hard to find people?
So I would say, under what circumstances would you consider outsourcing your HR, and make the talk from there?
Outsourcing, under what conditions would you consider using an external consultant?
External consultant. You don't like the outsourcing?
Outsourcing is something different. Outsourcing is an RPO, for instance, recruitment process outsourcing. That means you need a recruiter. You don't want to hire them, but you need one for 3, 4, 5 months. Then we do a recruitment process outsourcing. We take our recruiter coming to your company for 3, 4, 5 months, doing all the jobs with our tools, and then they go back home. That would be an outsourcing. And using consultancy is not outsourcing.
All right. That's good to hear, because I always, present the company as a HR outsourcing firm to the people. So
HR consultant, HR agency, HR consultant, HR, such things we are.
All right.
Outsourcing, we have such a service. It's called recruiting process outsourcing.
Okay, so it's a specific, service in the
product.
company.
Yeah, you see in the subscriptions, you can see this RPO. It's
so
not
we
priced,
are,
but we have it.
We are an officially named HR consulting service. All right.
Exactly.
So I'll make a note of that. Okay. So that was my question. This was the hardest thing for me while talking to companies, because I talk to them, then they say, we have our own HR. Bam, it's just over, right?
We have our own HR.
Well, what am I going to say? You have your own HR. Like,
I
am I going to sell you an HR?
You can have it easy because you're a funny guy. You would say, most of my companies have their own HR, and they had another company to use the services from before they came to me. But they understood that they should rather work with me because we bring results. Be self-confident. We bring results. We have really good consultants.
I'll try to work on that improvement.
Yeah. Be cocky. Be cocky. Be proud. You work for a good company.
Yeah. If I was only myself, if this was my job, I would be extremely cocky, but
yeah, be yourself.
I don't want to
Be-
stain
no,
the
no.
company's name, you see,
You can't.
because
You can call how many people 100 a day? There are
Yep.
millions. Yeah, so you
yeah,
can't.
but I mean, let's say this is an important company. Let's say I'm gonna call Matt McDonald today, probably,
Yeah.
and I leave a bad image of ISG on them, you see. And if that happens, I don't want to have the burden of it.
Who said this? There is no bad publicity, because as soon as you have publicity, you have publicity.
I know this.
Look at Horst. I told you the story with Horst, no? Where my friend, who is a tax advisor, came to me and said, today somebody very cocky called me, and who is this Horst? Really aggressive. I said, what, why? He said, yeah, he called me and asked me if I'm on a bad mood. So Horst is our caller. Yeah? And I said, yeah, he is right. You are always on a bad mood. So but you see, he had an impact that he even came in the evening to me and said,
Yeah, he remembers it.
Yeah, he remembers it, which is wonderful. He will be remembered. There are people, they go to prison because they want to be remembered.
I don't know. Is being remembered for bad things is okay?
No, we don't
I
want
mean,
to.
will they consider you if they remember you like this ISG company? One of their clients employees called me and was really cocky, talking to me in cocky manner. I'm not gonna work with them. Like this could also turn into that. I don't know.
Of course,
They-
what I would emphasize, sorry, Emre, short, is be yourself, be a bit cocky, but be, of course, nice.
But do they really care if we are nice or not? If they want a job done, they want to make it perfect. Doesn't matter nice or what.
Yeah.
In this case, like you want to hire a CEO, and there are two companies. One is, they are not very professional, and they have we on the other side. They are nice, they won't prefer the nice one because they will prefer the better one in that case.
And we are a very good company worldwide. The other thing, Atakan, before, what I wanted to tell you also for Selçuk, or what was his name? Sercan.
Sercan, Burak Sercan.
Yeah, don't give up. If he is in Switzerland, he is a potential customer of ours. I didn't see in the system that we have Mott MacDonald in Switzerland. Therefore, it's free to us. And if Mott MacDonald would be in Switzerland, I would look when were they contacted last time. And if this is more than 6 months, they are free for us.
By the way, I also you mean you don't disregard them if they are living in Switzerland? I also asked them if their company is working in Germany and is outsourcing to Turkey. That's why I asked them.
They don't need to outsource to Turkey because I can speak with them as Austrian for
so it's
Switzerland.
okay, right? You can
We
speak as
can work worldwide.
Okay, I didn't know that. If I had known that, I would have
yeah. You can go on.
extend my services. Still
Exactly.
extend my services and
Absolutely.
say Andreas also work with Austrian companies and he's an Austrian person, and I would try to make contact.
This week we had Lindsay. Who made Lindsay? Was it one of you?
Nope, don't remember.
Lindsay, I guess Daniel made it.
Probably Daniel.
Lindsay is a company which we work with, and Nesrin is the consultant. And she didn't contact for the last 6 months, so he called her and made an appointment with me. Nesrin of course, by the entry, she gets a reminder that somebody was working in her company, right? Because it's an active company. So she joined in the meeting. She got also the link and she joined in the meeting, to my surprise, because I didn't know. But the company said they are in India growing, they are in Middle East growing, and Nesrin didn't know. So that means it's good to call also active customers if we didn't have 6 months contact with them and see what other potential they have worldwide. So now we talk to them about India and recruiting services over there. I can sell it from here, and our ISG guys from India will place the people. with our KISS system. We know it's the same quality service, and I will control it anyway.
So I'm going to change the topic here a bit, but I'm going to just ask another question about my own script. So we couldn't actually practice our script back with the Burak Sercan talk because it was out of this script and I was winging it. So in my script, after a positive initial talk with the client, specifically I asked them, would you like to schedule a meeting with you? Are you available on like Thursday, Friday, something like that? And after that, if they are positive, I say, great. Before we schedule the meeting, I need to check if your company meets our criteria. If you don't mind, I'll ask you a few questions. Do you think this is
super
too aggressive, or
no,
is it okay?
That's okay. The point before you said, would you like? I would also say here, I wouldn't ask them, I would, how to say this in English? Ich gehe davon aus.
Are you available? Maybe.
Yeah, for you, it should, in your mind, you will have the meeting. You wouldn't need to ask. Would you have this very important meeting on a Monday or on Wednesday?
Right,
be assertive. Be assertive. That's the word. Yeah. Be assertive and self-assured. It is the right thing to do to have a meeting with Andreas, because after this, most of the people are very happy. And they save time and money. You can be very self-assured, and people who are self-assured, you trust them better. If people are vague and dancing left and right, you don't trust them. If you're very sure that you do exactly the right thing, they trust you.
Okay, that's great. I think all my questions are these about
Great.
scripts and things
Now
like
we try with Emre.
Okay. I will call Habertürk.
Habertürk?
Yes.
Habertürk. Let me see. Habertürk. Okay.
I will call Murat Ölmez.
Murat
Habertürk.
Ölmez. Do we
Yes.
have such a guy there? Habertürk Tere.
Yes.
There is no Murat. Ölmez, yeah. Murat Ölmez. Let me see who I am. Where is my LinkedIn?
Guy has a funny surname.
Ölmez, yeah. Where is my 1 second? Schwupps. Murat Ölmez. İnsan kaynakları idare işler müdürü. On the picture, you can see already what kind of a person this is, if you know how to read body language. Ciner. So he's in Ciner.
He is not nice.
Not nice, okay.
What are you doing
Okay.
today? He will
So
tell you, why do you care? Okay.
You call me.
1 second. Ring, ring.
Murat.
Hi, this is Emre calling you from ISG International Service Group. Am I speaking with Murat Ölmez?
No, this is Murat Tanjer. How can I help you?
I called the cell phone. How is that possible?
I don't know. Sorry. Who are you? Hello? Hello? They say always, hello?
Can we rewind? Please, I need to talk to Murat Ölmez.
Yeah, but this is a different Murat. Sorry for this.
I don't know. I have no idea what to do in this case, though.
Yeah, this is a wrong number. Then you can say, do you know Murat Ölmez?
You have to
Okay.
wing it.
Okay, Murat, do you know Murat Ölmez?
I don't know any Murat Ölmez, no.
Okay, can I ask you, where are you working?
Who are you?
This is Emre. I am calling you with ISG International Service Group. We are a consultancy company.
Mhm.
I wanted to talk to Murat Ölmez, as I can see we were in contact in the past, and would like to reconnect with again. with him again, and
I took this
I
telephone new, but
ringed
this is a new
rang
line.
his cell phone, and I'm talking to you now.
Yeah, but this is a new telephone. You have the wrong number. Sorry.
Okay, okay, Murat. So, Mr. Murat, I'm sorry for the
Disturbance. See you. Bye bye.
disturbance. Have a great day.
Don't get out of concept. You know what I did when I was a kid? We went into Telefonklube, that there were Telefonklube in Austria. We took the telephone book. There were telephone books in the past. I don't know if you have ever seen such things. So
I did.
we took any number and called there and say, "Hi, how is your grandma?" And then they said anything. And then we said, "Yeah, the bridge is broken." And totally out of nonsense. Yeah, we spoke total nonsense. And I had once a guy who played the same game back. So he was obviously bored. And I said, "Yeah, the bridge is broken now." And he said, "Yeah, because the milk woman doesn't have any fish anymore." And then I said, "Yeah, but maybe in the forest they have some green there." And he said something totally out of any contact. So we were talking 7, 8 minutes, then I hang up. You have to train maybe such things to really have fun. Anyway, so
I don't think he should be making random calls though. I think it was much more accepted back then, but now, today, I don't
yeah,
think
you
so.
can't, yeah, you can't do anymore. That was when I was a kid. Let's try once more. Let's get Murat now. Okay.
Okay.
This time in concept, no random call.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is Emre from ISG International Service Group. Am I speaking with Murat Ölmez?
Nine? No. How can I help you?
Is this not Murat Ölmez?
No.
Who am I speaking with then?
Andreas.
Hello, Andreas. How are you doing today?
Good, good. How can I help you?
I actually wanted to talk to Murat Ölmez. Do you know him?
Yeah, sure. He's our director.
Yeah, okay, can you connect me to him?
What do you want?
I can see that we were in contact in the past as a company, and I would like to talk to him again as a reconnection.
Reconnect, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he is not at the office at the moment. Can he call you back or something like this?
Of course. Can I ask you,
Mhm.
what position do you work for in your company?
I'm the door woof woof.
Okay, so I'm guessing you do not have any authority.
I do have a lot of authorities.
You do have a authority. Okay, great then. I can talk to you maybe
Sure.
if you're available.
Yeah, I'm not, but be short.
Okay, Andreas, I am calling you from ISG International Service Group, all right? We are a consultancy company. I can see that we were in contact with Murat Ölmez
Mhm.
in 2022 and 2016. My manager actually, Andreas Witter, were in contact with him. If you know him, I don't know. He would like to reconnect again and talk about the HR issues you might be having currently.
We don't have HR
And if
issues,
you
but it's okay. Mhm.
you don't have any HR issues, so
No.
everything's running smoothly.
Perfect.
I understand. In that case, I am understanding you are still interested in this meeting.
I come to the point. I don't know what you want at the moment.
I would like to schedule a meeting with my manager, with you.
With
If
me
Murat Ölmez is not available, yes.
or with Mr. Murat.
If he's not available and if you have authority, we can schedule a meeting with you.
Okay.
Would you be
I'm not
available?
really interested because I really didn't understand what it is all about.
Okay, let me explain it quickly. We are an HR consultancy company
We have
focusing
actually
on.
our own HR department, so I guess we don't need any consultancy. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
I understand. Can I ask what do you do when you need to hire a CEO, for example? Do you do it
This
your own
would be
course?
done by the headquarters in Germany, but Murat is very good CEO, so they will never. He's very settled in his chair, so whatever he says will happen.
I understand. when can I talk to him then?
I don't know. Maybe you send me a mail and I have a look to it, and then I'll talk to him and we come back to you.
Of course. Can I have your email?
Andreas.vetter@isg.com.
All right. Thank you, Andreas. I will
Thank
be
you.
sending you an email and I will be ringing you again to talk to Mr. Murat.
No, you have to fill it, yeah. Perfect. Good. So feedback.
Terrible. That's terrible.
I think it was unexpected for you.
Yeah, very unexpected for me also.
So
I've never had
the
these kind of interactions.
I think Andreas really countered you good with the authority question there and really baffled you there. Because when you ask for the authority, I mean, he has authority, but he doesn't have the decision authority in the company, probably. So if I'm not understanding incorrectly, Andreas, you mentioned that you were a woof woof, door woof. What did you
I
say?
didn't understand that also.
I'm the doorkeeper dog. I don't let you
Okay,
pass me.
so-
I bite you.
All right. So he was a door woof woof. He has authority, but he doesn't have the decision making authority.
I can let you
specifically had
through or
the-
not. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. He has high authority, probably in the company. Many people fear him, but so he has to have decision authority. So when you ask him like that, it sounds disrespectful. It's disrespectful. And I actually did this once. I had this exact scenario with actually a door woof woof. And yeah, he was. After that, he was really abrasive to me because I asked, do you have any authority in this case? And he said, I have a lot of authority. This was the exact talk I had with one of the customers, so it was very funny to me.
Mhm. So in this case, you need to win this woof woof. These are real door watchers. They may be secretaries. They block you out. They are set there. The manager say, don't tell me, give anybody to me who I don't want to talk to, right? And they feel the responsibility to keep all the bad people away. And you are a bad people right now in their mind, right? You want something, you want me to connect you to him, and I'm supposed to not connect anybody except if he tells me, my manager, right? So how to pass such door woof woof? Make them to a friend. You can say, Mr. Andreas, I see you are the authority of getting me through here. Can you help me? I want to talk to Mr. Murat. What way should I walk to get to Murat? Why would you like to talk to Murat? Because I believe we have services which he would wonderfully love, and we would be, he would have an advantage, your company, and he would have an advantage talking to me.
I in general don't have any problem passing through
Okay.
woofs because they ask why are you calling for, and I'm explaining blah blah, we are this company, we are blah, blah, blah. And in general they do not understand what I'm talking about. They say, oh, this is below above my pay grade, and okay, you can pass.
Yeah, that might happen, but not with an assistant of a general manager. They will make the decisions. And then you need to win them as a friend. You can, that's like the thief who comes to the house with the meat. You need to have a meat. And the meat is, can you help me? I need to find a way to talk to Murat. You know him best. So what would be the best way to approach him? And then just do what they say.
They generally redirect you to an alternate date. So
I do.
I mean, it's preferable to, sending an email, but
they
still.
would say, send me an email with information. They are wonderful. And in the mail, we can then write, okay, Andreas wants to reconnect. Our company is this with some links, like we did anyway. But this should be the last. I don't want everybody to get a mail like this. I can send a bulk mail to everybody with my link. That doesn't work. So don't do it if you don't have a real reason.
How realistic is it that we can get through this, watchdog though?
If you can
They
get
generally
them
don't let
as a
anyone
friend,
through.
yeah, if you can get them as a friend, sometimes you need to call 3, 4, 5 times within the next year, no? And then they think they know you. after a while. Maybe you connect on LinkedIn and this and that. And I found this actually out by people doing this with me. They try to connect on all channels, right? After 5 times seeing the same face, you think you know the guy. And you say to one channel, okay, connect.
All right.
So we have some 6 minutes. Damla, you want to do it in Turkish?
Yes.
Tamam. Ben Türkçe konuşuyorum.
Tamam.
Kimim? Ben?
Hemen söylüyorum. Bir saniye. Alternatif Bank. Neslihan Şahin.
I wonder if you're actually going to be Neslihan Şahin. Let's see.
If I actually would be what?
I wonder if you're actually going to be Neslihan Şahin. You're baffling all of us from the start.
Neslihan Şahin. Can you hear background noise?
Nope. I don't hear it right now.
Neslihan Şahin. Okay.
Başlayalım mı?
Okay.
Tamam. Ring ring.
Ring ring Neslihan.
Merhaba, ISG İnsan Kaynaklarından ulaşıyorum. İsmim Damla. Neslihan Hanım'la mı görüşme sağlıyorum?
Benim.
Merhaba Neslihan Hanım, nasılsınız öncelikle?
Teşekkürler siz.
Çok teşekkür ediyorum. Sizi bugün çok özel bir nedenden dolayı arıyorum. Kurucumuz Andreas Bey, şirketiniz ve sizinle online bir toplantı ayarlamam için görevlendirdi. Güncel insan kaynakları sorunları, personel yönetimi ya da işe alım konuları gibi insan kaynakları departmanı ile ilgili olan süreçlerle ilgili 15 dakikalık kısa bir toplantı için randevu ayarlamamı istemişti. Yarın için müsaitliğiniz var mıydı 15 dakikalık online toplantı
Teşekkürler.
için?
Damla Hanım değil mi?
Evet, doğru.
Damla Hanım biz hepsi iç taraftan yapıyoruz. Biz dışarıdan servis almıyoruz ama teşekkür ederiz.
Anlıyorum. Şöyle açıklayayım hemen çok kısa. Şu anki müşterilerimizin çoğu başta bu şekilde kendi içlerinden personel alımı yaptıklarını belirttiler ama daha sonra Andreas Bey ile görüştüklerinde çok olumlu bir şekilde süreç ilerledi ve bizimle olmaktan çok mutlu olduklarını paylaştılar. İsterseniz çok kısa bir tanışma toplantısı düzenleyelim ve sizi temin ederim ki Andreas Bey size herhangi bir satış vesaire yapmayacak. Bu konuda emin olabilirsiniz. Çok keyifli bir görüşme olacağına temin edebilirim sizi. Sadece bir ön görüşme olacak, bir tanışma toplantısı olacak. Bu şekilde düşünebilirsiniz. Yarın için müsaitliğiniz var mıydı öğleden önce veya sonrası için?
Bu zaman gerek yok harcamak çünkü biliyorum ben karar veriyorum. Biz bu servisleri hiç kullanmıyoruz. Biz o kadar para harcmıyoruz. Biz iç tarafta 5 tane insan kaynakları employed. Neyse.
Anladım.
Tutuyoruz. Kullanmıyoruz. Teşekkürler Damla Hanım. Denediniz. Teşekkür ederim. İyi günler.
Anlıyorum. Peki biz teşekkür ederiz vakit ayırdığınız için. İyi günler diliyorum. Hoşçakalın.
Bye bye. Teşekkürler. Good. Great. How
Thank
do
you
you
so
feel?
much.
How do you feel?
Again, especially this is not too difficult. She is impolite and told me yes, and told me that thank you so much. We don't need it.
So what would you do with her?
Ken told we suggest, for example, do you think that, for example, do you prefer which payment, for example, yani şöyle söyleyeyim, iletemedim ama hani düşündüğünüz bir rakam mı var, bir tutar mı var, örnek veriyorum, hani ücret ödememek için vesaire. Hani bunu söyleyebiliyor muyuz?
No, we are I would sell ourselves as expensive. I wouldn't go the cheap price way, because there
Okay.
you never win. There is always a cheaper one. If you go, I'm the most cheap one, then we lose.
Ya da şunu söyleyebiliriz. Hani bir mail adresi alıp teklif de sunabiliriz. İnceleme yapabiliriz. We can
Gerek
send
yok.
and
Gerek yok.
Tamam.
She said no. What I would do, I would put her to Atakan or Emre on the list and say, call them in 6 months or in 4 months. Let somebody else try, because you couldn't do it. Let somebody else try.
Okay.
And then somebody else, and then somebody else. Times may change. And what is today a total no, tomorrow, good that you call.
Okay.
But the flow was very good.
Thank you so much.
What is your feedback, Atakan, Emre, Damla?
I think
Better than me.
it was much better than mine, if I'm being honest with you.
Also mine.
Yeah,
I
the
think
flow,
she handled it very well.
the flow was good, yeah. What could she do better?
I think she done it very well. Maybe, and it's nitpicking. Maybe the last part where she's trying to convince them to, reconsider our services, where when they said we have our own HR services, she could have made it a bit shorter. I think it took a lot of time, but I mean, it's nitpicking. I think it was great.
Mhm.
I see no problem in it.
Yeah, for this you may ask questions. Instead, we don't need any services. We do everything on our own. Okay, what are you dealing with on your own? Recruitment, training, processes. How do you do it? Maybe she's open to discuss a little bit the ways how they do, and maybe something comes out from there. But this is, you need to know our services better for this.
Yeah, I think this starts to seep into the, closer position a
It
bit.
is, yeah.
So it's harder for us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I come up with HR, HR managers, and they just start talking about HR things with me, and I'm completely blindsided by some of them. And when they ask me what specific services you provide, I say that my position in the company doesn't allow me to know all our services. And Mr. Andres would help you better.
But you don't know yet. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, let's say it like that. And Mr. Andres would better inform you about these services.
Yeah.
Let's say it like that.
To such point, I would say very good question. We do in HR many things, and the best is you talk to Andreas to see what your needs could be and what we could do for you. Mm-hmm.
I say we are specialized in search and selection and reskill and upskill, but we cover all HR areas, HR related areas.
Yeah. With specialists, we have 800. There is good to, you don't have to brag actually, because if you say we are 20 years on the market, 800 people in 40 countries, that sells. These three numbers sell. One short feedback, and then we have to wrap up today. For the Satish Yapmur is not true. I will do a sales. I will do sales, but what I don't do, I don't sell them anything what they don't need. This you can say. İhtiyaç olmadan şeyler satmayacak is a right thing. But Andreas hiçbir şey satmayacak, yanlış. Ben bir şey satacağım.
Yok, hani ilk toplantıda direkt satış olmayacak demek istemiştim.
Olabilir, mümkünse.
Tamam.
So there we have to stay true. Why should I call? I want to sell something, but I don't sell you anything which you wouldn't need, and you wouldn't buy anything which you wouldn't need. So it's very natural outcome.
Tamam, teşekkürler.
So you can always say, Andreas, don't worry, Andreas will not sell you anything what you don't need. And in reality, you can be sure nobody buys anything what they don't need. So I can say. Great. So how did you like this session today?
I think it was great, but it was surprising that you managed to stay this long. generally you have a very busy schedule, right?
Yeah, I blocked it, so you couldn't make appointments.
So before going off, would you like to hear my full script, if that's okay?
Yes.
Just to give feedback, because the one we did was, a bit more vignette, and I'm gonna read this now. So let's say I start with it. I don't need, you don't need the answer. I'll just say, positive answer, negative answer, things like that. So, hello, this is Atakan Yalçın calling from ISG HR Services. Our company is based in Austria and provides support in recruitment, upskilling, and reskilling in Turkey. Mr. Andreas, the founder of ISG's Turkey branch, sees your company as a potential client and would like to schedule a meeting with you, if possible, in X day or Y day. Would you be available? And if they give me a positive answer, I would say, great, before we schedule the meeting. I need to check if your company meets our criteria. If you don't mind, I'll ask you a few questions. And then the questions come, I'm gonna skip these parts, right?
Yeah, ask me.
The questions. You want me? Okay. So the first question is, what is the most urgent HR-related issue you are currently facing? And I would note down their status if they said anything, or if they don't have any currently facing HR-related situation, I would state that as none. And then I would go on to have you have you consulted with another firm regarding this issue? If they give me an issue, of course. And if they say yes, I would ask them who did they work with and why did they choose them. I would also note down all of these. And what should we do to be considered as a service provider? I would ask after this.
Very nice.
And I would note down the requirements. And let's go back a bit. If they said no to the, regarding, are there any current HR issues? I mean, consulted with any firm. If they say no, why don't you think you need professional assistance? And I would, write down the reason as well. So after this questions comes the how many employees do you have? The classic question where I would I would elect many companies because they're generally, industry companies and they don't have any, white collar workers, at least enough white collar workers. Then I would ask for the revenue and then also ask their annual turnover. But this is, I just added this, like
turnover in people.
But I just added this. I'm not, very confident in asking this right now because I don't know, it seems too aggressive for the first meeting.
Also, the revenue may be too aggressive. You will feel it when to ask it and when not.
If this part goes well, I would go on to my positive section, which starts with great. One last question: would conducting the meeting in English be a problem for you? And go from there. Like either I would make a meeting with you or with Nuray Hanım. But Nuray Hanım's, did you guys fix the Nuray Hanım's problem with the calendar and things like that?
I don't. She mentioned once short, but she didn't come back once more to me. I don't know. Doesn't it work or?
Yeah, it works, but it has some problems because she generally uses her Outlook calendar, and it fails to sync up with the Google Calendar. So there might be some clashes where the meeting, like she might not be able to come to the meeting because she will be having other things. So there are some problems there, but I think she will get it fixed in a short time. And yeah, I think that's about it. I have some negative problems here as well. Let's say they don't want to answer anything about the company's criteria that we want to search for. Let's say they don't want to give out any answer to my questions. And I would say that unfortunately, I cannot schedule a meeting without this information because our company has strict criteria. If you prefer not to share, I will have to end the call. However, I would recommend reconsidering, as I have no doubt that Mr. Andreas could bring significant benefits to your company. But the point you made with...
I like it.
However, the point you made with but and yet, we have however here, so it might be a problem here. I would
in this case, no. In this case, no, because now you want to... you know why I find this genius? Because it is like fishing. You bring out the worm, and now the worm is here and the fish is here. And what most people do, they hit with the worm the fish, so the fish disappears. What you did now, however, the worm goes. Now the fish gets interested.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
in
I
this
promised
case,
them
I like it.
a benefit by Mr. Andreas. Yep.
Yeah.
So I have some negative problems here as well. Let's say they are not available. I would ask them when they will be available.
Yeah.
If criteria are not met and they're not giving me, answers to these, like they are not still they're resisting it, I would say, unfortunately, your company does not meet our criteria. I regret to inform you that Mr. Andreas has indicated that he will not be working with companies that do not meet these standards. Have a productive day and goodbye. Just to keep it professional and keep our company in high standards.
If you like, I can put you on a special list for a special.
No, I'm
things.
fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
for the company. I mean, if you reject them, that they may never forget that, right? That you rejected them. But I find it good to be very clear that we work with certain companies, and if we have to reject them, we have to be polite. Usually, it doesn't benefit for companies which do not meet this criteria because they don't benefit. Why? It's too expensive to them. So they would need it, but it's too expensive, so they cannot benefit. What will happen if they use this service? They either can't pay us or they pay the very high price, it hurts them, and then they nag the person which we found.
all right. So how could I soften this up?
You,
How can I soften this up?
you can say, we know that we are of benefit for companies which match these criteria. And if you are not matching yet, let's stay in touch for future events when you grow. Or we go to different services, but not recruitment or so. If you have other needs, we can talk, but at the moment I want to make appointments for this recruiting and then let's, or you can say what may be better in this case, not to hurt them too much. Let me tell Andreas about your situation, and I come back tomorrow for you, to you, and tell you if we can get an appointment with Andreas or not.
All right.
Huh? I guess that would be
it's
easier.
much better, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the hard part for me is, getting the criteria for the companies because it's funny to say, but I don't want to hurt them. Like, if you can understand it, like, I don't want to be too abrasive to them, but at the same time, we have criteria. Like,
Exactly.
I can't, it's not in my power to go about these criteria.
Yeah. Sure.
So yeah, my script was this, and
our statistics show that we can help best companies which start with these criteria.
All right, that was all it.
Good. Super. You're wonderful. Any questions, suggestions before we wrap up?
Not right now.
Nope.
No.
Great.